I want to talk about Sheena.
She told us if she didn't give the money to you guys, that you would threaten her and be cruel to her and mistreat her. Called her names and you threatened to throw her out and make her homeless. Maybe someday she'll come down the road and tell us some other secret that we don't know.
Anyone else extremely confused? Forrest and Sheena are sure taking us on a ride, and I'm getting dizzy. At the beginning of all of this, I thought Sheena was, well, just this, a camera on the ceiling that Forrest talked to. Honestly, it could have been his mom behind that camera, and I wouldn't have questioned it. But then we meet Sheena, and she was a successful vet and a real person. And we were told the same story over and over again. That story being they had never met in person in the 7 years they were together online. Forrest repeats that line like it's legally required.
Waiting 7 years to meet up with each other. Waiting 7 years.
So when they finally meet in the airport, I thought, okay, they're sweet, real. They seem like they're meeting for the first time, except internet sleuths quickly discovered that nope. These two had met before, and this wasn't just speculation. This photo was posted on the Facebook page for Sheena's parents' bed and breakfast. That's them, together in 2023. And if you're thinking, well, this show is filmed way ahead of time. Maybe this was during filming. Sure, except there's proof in the episodes themselves that Forrest was filming in 2025. Like this calendar on the wall of his apartment. So yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting punked.
Finally met the girl of my dreams after 7 years.
Then we're told that Sheena has been spending her money she earned, to help her parents get by. Because at first, Sheena said that she was saving that money to come to the US. And then it turns out she spent it.
This was supposed to be you saving up money so you could come to America to be a family with us.
She explains that this is cultural, that supporting her parents is expected. And honestly, it's her money.
I was so fearful of my parents. They say so many mean things that I don't want to accept it.
But Forrest's parents can't get past one thing, her lying about it. Forrest comes to her defense, saying that she's just trying to keep the peace, and then even prepares himself to have a very serious talk with her parents.
So now I have to go and get their approval while I have to tell them that their days are basically numbered with getting money away from their daughter.
And for a few episodes, I thought the tension here was because Forrest had also been contributing to that savings. But then it becomes clear.
So I haven't had a job in several years. And I've been living on disability checks.
Which means that this entire conflict is about Sheena spending her own money. What? Forrest acts like Sheena completely understands this. But in her interview, she's honest. It's frustrating for her.
It's hard for me working by myself while he haven't saved anything for a future.
There's also been this big buildup around Sheena saying that her parents mistreat her when she doesn't give them money. Over multiple episodes, the way she talks about them, it makes them sound pretty bad. So when Forrest finally goes to visit her parents' home, planning to tell them to back off and stop taking Sheena's money, once again, I feel like we've been duped. First, we meet Sheena's dad and her sister. Her mom is sick, so we don't actually see her at all. And at first glance, they seem very welcoming, not at all like the villains we've been hearing about. And remember, part of the reason Sheena was giving them money was to make sure that they could get by. But then, this is their house. I think they're getting by. They explain that this is a bed and breakfast that they run. And it's beautiful. Like, look at this pool. I can't help but start asking questions. Now I'm wondering, wait, is this even their house? Is this an Airbnb? Is any of this real? And Forrest looks just as confused.
So here I was under the impression that her family might be dissolute or they are going to starve without her. It doesn't add up.
If he was planning to come in hot and tell them to back off and stop taking money from Sheena, it's clear that he doesn't know what to do now. He clams up.
My mom's under the impression that I might be walking into a scam.
So another part of Forrest's goal here is to get Sheena's parents' blessing to marry her, which is bold. Because instead of Forrest going into attack mode and telling them to back off, this conversation very quickly turns into them asking, can Forrest actually take care of Sheena in the US?
I'm unemployed right now. I'm actually receiving disability.
Disability for what?
So I have autism.
And that's when I realized something. Forrest has shown up to this conversation with no savings of his own. None. He fully just planned to tell Sheena's parents to stop taking her money and then have her start saving again. He does not say that he has anything set aside. He just has this concept of getting a job eventually.
But I realize I'm not making enough to support a family right now.
And with all of that on the table, he still asks for their blessing.
I was hoping I could get your blessing.
Way to sell it, Forrest. Her dad is basically like, well, you need money to do this? And then also has to consider that he's losing Sheena's income too.
She's very helpful, ano? There, no? So talagang hindi mawawala sa akin yan.
But somehow, despite all of that, her dad still says yes. He gives his blessing. Forrest does not bring up telling them to stop taking Sheena's money. So now I'm just sitting here like, okay, what is actually going on? Why did Sheena describe her parents as these awful people and then backtrack? It seems like Sheena does want Forrest to step up. So is this her way of trying to get him to do that? Or is it simply that her cultural obligation to support her parents is something she doesn't want to give up? And she's just lying to Forrest to cover that up? Trying to please both sides, maybe? I don't know. But what I do know is that the arrival of Forrest's parents, Molly and Dev, is about to bring a lot more drama. That car turning the corner, the ominous music. This feels like the opening scene of a horror movie.
Are you nervous, baby?
Yeah, so nervous.
Molly sees the bed and breakfast and is as confused as we all are.
Expecting me to believe that if they don't take her money, that they're gonna starve.
They're living better than Forrest and I back in the United States.
She seems like she's really ready to fight. Again, still thinking Sheena's parents are horrible villains. But then she meets Sheena's dad and sister. Her tone seems to immediately change, much like Forrest's did.
My first impression of Sheena's family was they're hospitable, they're very welcoming.
But she still gets right to the point and asks the big question we've all been wanting an answer to. If Sheena doesn't give you her money, do you punish her, mistreat her? What is going on here? And also, if that's really happening, is this the time to ask that?
If she didn't give the money to you guys, that you would threaten her and be cruel to her and mistreat her.
The look on their faces. And Sheena looks like she just got caught in a very big lie. Oh, and if you forgot that Dev was there, Forrest's stepdad, I think he also forgot he was there.
Did you say that?
Well, this still fits both theories.
Well, that you
Either Sheena wants Forrest to step up because she needs help saving money,
I lied. Just to cover things up so I don't want to lose Forrest because it is hard for me to save money.
or she doesn't actually feel comfortable saying to her parents that helping them is making that harder.
I'm trying to help you guys because you need all the help. I cannot save enough. Yours is so hard for me.
Molly still can't get past the lying. Sheena's family is clearly offended. But then, new information drops. Apparently, the money Sheena's been giving her parents is actually a loan. And they didn't know she was even trying to save up for a visa. So what is the solution here? Because Forrest just gave this whole speech about getting a job to prove that he can take care of Sheena. And he also admitted that he has contributed nothing financially. But then suddenly he's like, why don't you just give the loan money back?
How long would it take to provide, if she asked for her money back? I'd say about maybe $4,000.
Problem solved. They don't say no, but are like, is this guy going to contribute to any of this? And then I guess Forrest is just feeling really confident with his mom right next to him because now he asks if they will be okay with no longer taking loans from Sheena at all. Again, her dad does not say no. He says, yeah, I guess. So let me get this straight. All of this was a 7-year buildup But then this was mostly resolved during one dinner.
After all these years, Shane, we could have just came and did this. Instead of going and, making stories, putting things roundabout.
Also, it's weird that in a total of 7 years, Forrest hasn't contributed anything to saving up. Nothing. And now he's just like, give us the $4,000 back. So we end with Molly saying that she does not trust Sheena. And Dev, are you there? So what do we think about this? Do you think Sheena was trying to get Forrest to step up, to actually get a job? Do you think that the money issue was just exaggerated? And isn't it so strange that the biggest frustration and anger here is coming from Forrest and his mom, who are upset that Sheena spent her own money? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this situation. All of this still feels off. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And also, this is my QR code to my Snapchat. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!